Okay. We're back. There's nobody here, but we're feeling our way on Google Hangouts and my computer. Hey, Charlie Ann.
Hello there.
Hello. Hey,
Hello, Mr. Big and Mrs. Charlie.
and everything I can.
Hey,
No.
Omega.
Hey,
You're live.
Hey, Omega.
howdy,
We're
howdy.
live. We're live.
Okie dokie then. Let's get
Okay.
back to it.
So obviously people haven't got the link from previous, but whatever. We can test it out, can't we? We can knock the Google Hangouts around.
Just for a bit. Just for a
Oh,
bit.
crumbs.
Hashtag live.
I told you I don't have cookies. Stop talking
You don't
about
have
them.
cookies. Oh, crumbs.
Oh no.
He keeps talking about cookies.
I eating all my cookies now as well. Sad face.
Sad face.
The funny thing is I'd already turned off the temperature.
Okay.
So I turned it
Oh,
on. So we're at the mercy of the gods.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, like I say, when I watch Hangouts that are extremely long, it's hard to watch because you don't know when the highlights are, and there's so many other things to watch. So
Yeah.
if we keep on point to whatever we're doing, maybe do it once a week and talk about things that we've learned or grown with through the week, it'll be a little more watchable than if there's, if it's 8 hours long with, not 80% of it being dead air or giggling. What have you.
Yeah. Well, what I've learned is obviously I've got to minimize everything that I've got. If I'm hosting it, then I've got to minimize everything I've got, switch everything off, and try and keep the connection. So that's my job.
Right. Where were we? We were on the symbols, weren't we?
Yes, we were talking about the symbols and the sacred geometry that we were learning. The matrix of milk.
Yeah, Matrix of Milk. Yeah, I didn't actually realise that you'd gone because I had the symbols up.
Oh, had you?
Yeah, I was like,
I
said, do you want to elaborate? And Charlie Ann says he's not here. It's like, oh, don't.
Well, I thought that obviously when it crashed and it was still up and running, I thought, oh, grateful. I was grateful because I'm thinking, wow, it's still going. I can just join. But being the host, obviously, it knocks everything out.
Yeah, it stops the line.
The Hangout stayed open. It's just the live part of it is
The
what
live,
shut down.
yeah. So I've now minimized my. I might as well be on a 2x2 screen or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is no problem. I've just got enough to see the chat. I don't think I didn't enable a question Q&A actually. I didn't enable Q&A on this one.
Oh,
oops.
Oh, okay.
We could
Never
do.
mind. No worries. It's a trial run, so we introduced ourselves. Pardon?
You have to do that before it starts.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I was hasty.
Okay. Well, this is a trial. It's pretty late here, so, we probably won't last too long this time, but we're just learning still.
Oh, well, we know that we go on for hours, so...
Yeah.
But we have things to do in the morning, so some of us can't go on for hours.
Okay.
It's a Monday.
Well, let's see if we can... I mean, the Russian guys will be awakening, I should think.
Yeah, that's true.
It is all an awakening.
So, do you want to... I mean, what do we want to do? Do we want to pop up the symbology again, Gav, where you left off, or I omitted and scarpered?
Yeah, mate, no props.
Because we were on the plus, weren't we? And it'd be good to hear someone else talk about it, actually.
Right. Ching.
Ka-ching.
Well, what was we? It was me and Omega was discussing. Oh, I can't think now.
The body shapes and the correlation between how the people are moving in the pictures and the actual shape of the symbol.
Yeah, they're actions, aren't they?
Telling something, can't they? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you said a little bit about the A. You know, obviously we're all still learning. I mean, like I said.
Yeah. The first three symbols are all A.
Would
The
you want
A
to
on its
elaborate?
side, the A and the plus, they're all A, but they're spoke in a different A, as in whatever, however you pronounce A, and that's what we're missing as a universal language.
Like different pronunciations of the same letter.
Yeah, and the lower it is on the lines, not that the plus sign is in the middle, isn't it? So presumably it's just got one meaning in the middle. But if it's lower on the line, it's a different meaning again. If it's higher on the line, it's a different meaning again.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. I mean, I don't know how many there. I haven't counted the symbols that are there, but
no, I haven't.
I mean, if they've all got 3 definitions or 5, possibly, then we've got a lot of learning to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
do we have a date for this inscription yet?
no, there doesn't seem to be any facts coming out. That is a problem, and yeah, you're right to answer ask that. It's one of those again, isn't it? We can only philosophize about it.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying that this is pre-Russian, pre-Orthodox Russian.
Right. That would make it Scythian then.
And Scythian is...
that's the... I'm pretty certain they are the original builders in Central Russia, the old school, that use this language, I guess. They must be. If it's pre-Orthodox Russia, that would make them Scythian. I think that's what they say.
Yeah, so someone must use the language. The language is here, so someone must still be using it.
Correct. Mm-hmm. I can actually confirm that to be the case. I know a guy that I sometimes see at the solstices, and his name is 12. I think I've told you this. I might have mentioned it before. He dragged me into the back of his trailer.
You did.
Did I mention this before?
Yeah.
He's got it all carpeted, and he's got these pictures on the board, and they're the same things. And when he was telling me this, he was singing it to me. He was going, "La," saying, "No, it's not like that. It's like this." And I could tell that I suppose I could tell that it was legit, and that what he was saying to me was on the walls. You could see that he knew the stuff, but I didn't know if he made it up from scratch.
But it seemed far out.
How I didn't. People said this is 12. That was his name. I mean, okay, fine. It's an Indian guy. I mean, he spent hours on this, and each inscription was in gold and silver and had tiny little dots. I mean, he put his heart and soul into it. And it was a speakable thing, and he kept telling me, he said, the English language is wrong. He said, it's wrong. No. I said, I know. Yeah, I know, mate. And then he was trying to teach me this language and singing it to me and stuff. And it's funny, because when I come out, everyone was joking, saying, oh, you did really well. And I'm like, what do you mean? They go, you was only in there 2 hours. Some people got lost in there for, like, a long time. So I know that it's possible, and I know that you can almost sing it. Which is cool, I guess.
Yeah, well, I assume that's just like a different interpretation of it all.
No, I think he was getting at it's how they said it. It's how they spoke the language.
Right. Okay.
So it can be used as a language. But I got a feeling it could be used for something else, because if you look at the pictures, everybody's up to something. It all looks. It all looks tickety-boo, as it were, but you can clearly see that from the swirls that are the shape of the letters, that is relating to the person.
Yeah, and it's relating to the circles that we're drawing with the compass, putting in our energy at the compass point.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
One point that me and Gav noticed was that, all of the pictures, they're caring and nurturing pictures, which is an unusual thing, because normally when you find old inscriptions, it always turns out to be a certain bloodline responsible, or a certain group of elected people that it ends with. It's like, yeah, it's them as usual.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what gets me about these. If we call them scriptures, it would probably be the wrong word. But that's what gets me about these scriptures, is there's no sordidity involved.
Yeah.
They're clean. Everything is clean.
Hmm.
That's very rare, isn't it, in this world?
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah, it's just like we were talking the other day. When you talk in the English language, there's always double meanings.
Mhm.
You find them everywhere, and the double meanings are always have a sexual note to
Yeah.
it.
Usually.
Always just to try to make everything dirty or tainted or what have you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that is supposed to be one of the most lovely acts you can have with another human being, but we have turned it into something dirty and filthy and disgusting somehow. And
Yeah.
it's all within the English language.
Yeah, it should be a
Done that as
private,
well.
shouldn't it? Yeah.
It should be a private thing. I mean, you can take one thing that you do with the one person you love the most, turn around and do the same exact thing with somebody else, and make it degrading and dirty and disgusting. It's just, mind-boggling there. But it just means something's gone wrong. Something's been twisted around in a way it shouldn't be twisted around.
Yeah.
So, getting back to the what we discovered with the Russian guy Jack was the description to the right of it with the 4 circles and the cross. He was talking about water, wasn't he? He was, wasn't he? Am I wrong, or he was talking about water and was it him? Oh crumbs!
Sure, wasn't it? No.
Sure.
Was that it, Mar? Was it?
I think it was, with the
The
four of
links
them.
to Schauberger and stuff,
It
the
said
information about water.
the water one isn't included, the Vini Vidi Vici.
The Vini Vidi Vici is the rings, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's three
888.com.
rings, was it? Am I off subject here? Am I way off? I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're
Four.
there. 3 rings, Vini Vidi Vici. But
Yeah,
there's
but isn't there
4
supposed to be
rings, and they
4?
miss out the second one, don't they?
It's like one of those misdirection things or something. We know Vidi Vidi Vici. We know the 3, but there's actually 4, which makes people unaware of the 4th, which makes the information they're trying to do or the intentions or whatever become incorrect. And then there's a way to turn it around to make it even more worse.
Yeah, make it skewed.
Excuse,
You
yeah.
can skew it, yeah. But if you
yeah.
only are aware of 3 and not 4, then part of your intentions will be skewed anyway.
Mhm.
If you're not aware of all of it.
Well, yeah, of course. If you think that it means something completely different, then your interpretation of it all is all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So we've got the first 3 that are A's. You've got the plus, you've got the A, which is a circle with a Itmar was describing it, and then you got the A on the side, and the A on the side is like the domes on the Russian
So.
Kremlin.
on the Kremlin, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. So they're all the beginning letters, aren't they? They're all the beginning of the alphabet. I mean, we know there's vortexes and things like that, etc., going on, and it's difficult. We need the likes. Well, Itmar will be in bed, won't he?
Yeah.
For the Russian guys, we need well, not necessarily Nick, but
Well, let's get more
we're
Hannah on to hang out
Help us
before
out.
we invite him.
yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here with regards to this? I mean, we know we've got Itmar, we know we've got Jack, the Russian guy, Itmar being Finlander and a Russian speaker. We've got NN, who's a great translator. He's Russian, lives in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's done some great work.
Yeah. And I dare say that from the Russian guys, there may well be others that may join in, hopefully.
Yeah, down the line, if people show an interest, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
only time will tell.
we've got to be prepared for it to become bitty, because obviously the language is going to get us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to say, that, we need to learn what it means ourselves in English, and then there's
Right.
no language barrier then.
Mm.
Which we've done pretty intensive looking around for it in English. So
Yeah,
if anybody who's listening is aware of, knows where we can find translation for these symbols in English, it would be a big added help. Because
And
I can't find one anywhere.
where the etymology of the translation came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so you got that. There's the other one as well, Gav. The that goes with this. There's another one as well, which was the colourful one.
don't.
I don't think you might not have that. I'll pop it in chat.
What's this
Okay.
one?
I
Oh
had
dear.
all of it
Yeah, right.
yesterday.
No, I'm not going to pop anything in chat, just in
I
case.
had all of this yesterday.
Yeah, I did put it out there yesterday, didn't I? The colourful one with the swastikas around. Amiga, you've got that.
I've got that. Yeah.
Yeah, with the swastikas around it.
You shared it before I crashed.
Does somebody want to share it? I'll stop and then.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Just in case things go Pete Tong.
Okie dokie, mate. Well, I don't have that, so.
Send the link to me or send it to Gavin and we can share.
Cool. Yeah.
We can screen share.
Yeah. So I need to present. I'm presenting Gav at the moment.
Yeah, I just stopped sharing until I get this link, and I'll get on that as soon as I get the link.
Hang on, I'll erase you.
Okay. You present if you want, Omega, that's fine, mate.
Hey, I'm not sure where it is. I've got it on an email somewhere. I'm just having a.
Oh, I see.
So this next one is part of it, isn't it? It's part of the alphabet with it. So not only have we got what we've just been seeing, which is huge, we've also got what's going to be presented, which goes along with it as well, which is, it's to me, unrelating. To me, it seems more along the Russian alphabet, apart from the outside symbols.
Yeah, I mean, it's as though over the ages, through the ages, it's kind of morphed into the Russian language. It's what it seems to me.
Yeah.
So some have been forgotten, and only certain ones have been kept. I don't know if there's a sinister reason behind that. I mean, I assume there is, but only further research will show that. I don't know.
Sorry, guys, I'm having trouble finding the alphabet. I know I've got it somewhere.
Shall I?
Well, do you have the link for it or do you only have the picture? You can try to share. I mean, this is
I've
a
got it.
testing thing.
I've got it, so let's
I'll pop that
all
link.
those Russians. That's what I say. Flat Earth Russians. Okay. So if I chuck it on that screen and I screen share, dare I?
Good luck.
Well, I suppose we've got to do these things. So screen share. That one. Start screen share. Present. That one. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Can you all see that?
Yeah, I see it.
So we got, I mean, the obvious ones is the Veni Vidi Vici ones. There's 4. If you come third row down, third one in, you've got the red, blue, orange, and purple. So they omit the blue one. they do the red, the orange, and the purple. Oh, do they? Hang on. Yeah. I mean, the red is the 888.com, isn't it? 2 circles. I mean, they even show that on 888.com. When you look at the advert for 888.com, it's 2 circles. It's not an 8. It's not 8. It's 2 circles overlapping each other, and it's like, wow, it's in your face.
Yeah.
So you've got the red one, which is, as I say, third one down, third one in. So if we go 3-3, actually, yeah, they do, don't they? We're learning alphabet here. 0, 1, 2, and 2 is B. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, yeah. But if we were to look at it and there was no 0, it'd be 3-3. Grid reference. So you've got that one, and the one next to it, which is 4-3, is omitted. They don't use that. They use 3-3, 5-3, and 6-3, which is Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. And it's the opposite. It means the opposite. So, but the 3 are pertinent to what we're doing. The 2 rings on their own are they seem obscure somewhere along the lines. It doesn't seem to, apart from the dollar sign where you cut it off and you make the dollar sign and put the fork through it, which means dead end. Well, kind of means dead end. You're not going anywhere. So you've got the start of the Vesica Pisces. Oh, hang on a minute. Is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Is it? I don't know, boys. Come on, help me out here. Girls. Is it the red one or the blue one they miss out?
It's the blue one. The blue one's water. They missed the water out.
Which is the most important.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as we're gathering, because water is
the lifeblood.
Yeah.
And everything needs
Gathering.
water to survive.
Yeah, and that's the thing that can be charged. What else did he say?
And most of it to you.
Yeah, you're the keeper of the knowledge.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, there's no open.
You know, I know bits and bobs, but
He
you
talked about the V afterwards, didn't he? But I can't remember it.
know, the V,
Most of what I know about this is from you.
the V was the 5, wasn't it? And I think that was a reference to not being able to get it perfectly in the center of the circle every time, if I remember correctly.
Which would equate with 9.
Yeah.
Because 1 to 9 would be 5. The center would be 5. Yeah. So I mean, Itmar describes it when you draw the circles. He's said to me, and you've got either side of the circle, you've got A or B. Yeah, this is my way of explaining it. So either side of the circles, you've got A or B, but in between, you've got the pencil line. And to me, the pencil line is 1 to 9. 5 would be the center or the crossover. So if you've got 2 pencil lines coming together, you've got 1 to 9. But, and here's the thing, in nature, you have no pencil line. So if you look at a crop circle, where all this this is in the crop circles as well. So if you look at a crop circle, there is no pencil line. There's only A or B. There's no middle part. There's nothing dividing it. And that's the same, say, for instance, with water and ice. So with water and ice, we used to think it goes from water to ice, but it doesn't. It goes from water, it transitions.
There's stages to it.
Yeah. So whereas we were taught it's water or ice, well, it freaking well isn't. There's a transition, and that's the holy water transition. That's the piece where it makes it holy water. I know this is scripture, and I know we're not religious, etc. But it references it, and it points to things. So we have to say, right, okay, let's pick this little information out and say, yeah, holy water. Okay, that's a word. It's a label for it. It may be holy water, it may be not, but that's the difference. There's that transition, and that's what happens when we draw. We draw that line, and we are drawing that transition.
Mm-hmm.
We are the holy water. It's almost as if we're the holy water. We're the divider. We're putting our energy into those circles to produce. Crop circles don't have the divider. They don't have the pencil line. It's either A or B. I don't know whether you can understand that. I can't understand it, if you know what I mean. I'm just explaining it as it's been told to me, and eventually, hopefully, we'll understand it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
This is all a learning curve for us.
Well, it's huge.
Yeah.
And there's so many things. I mean, from where we were to where we are now, there's so many things. It's pulling you in different directions, and trying to focus on one thing at a time to get a grasp on it is difficult as well. But we'll get there.
Well, if we go back, I mean, my information from ITMA when I came across ITMA,
Mm-hmm.
for the people, I mean, there's a few viewers. So I came across ITMA on Pole Talk, and he was not obviously.
He kept referencing the.
Yeah, he came across.
He kept the crop circles, and he kept posting the picture, and nobody understood what he was talking about.
Yeah, he came across as different, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he came on a different hangout, and listening to the hangout for some reason, then we got a better understanding of what he was talking about. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. This is good information.
So yeah, and then obviously the bits and pieces happened on Pole Talk, whatever they may be, and I was already talking with ITMA.
Yeah, you've had more conversations.
To find out what he was talking about, really, to be honest, and wow, it was like an explosion of information, and you've seen it, Gav. You've seen what he's built. And this is a guy in a wheelchair. So he's used the 5 and the 6, which is coming out of the circles that we draw, the geometric shapes, which are natural, which are within this language, which the language comes out of this at the same time. So. But that wasn't that. I don't know. It was more. It wasn't intrigue. It was
not
new.
Intuition telling you that this is important in some way.
Yeah. It was just new. It was like, wow, this is so different compared to anything that I'd ever heard before. Anything. And that's gone to be proven with regards to, when you look at it for English, it's just not there. It isn't there.
No.
But if I mean, I dare say if we were Russians and we were looking for, English, American, whatever, it would be there.
Yeah, I was watching a video with this woman explaining stuff, and she even said that most people won't, unless they're Russian, they won't quite get what she's talking about. So it seems that a lot of this information is within the culture there. But for some reason, it's only within that culture, because I can't find it anywhere.
Well,
it might be another language, but it's not in English.
Well, the Russian language includes words that are in no other language, so there's no explanation for them. So that,
Right.
And that's the Russian language. So imagine what this language is doing.
Right.
So ITMA goes on about, I cannot explain, because they have a meaning for something which is not in any other language. It's just nowhere.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know any other language that cannot be cross-referenced language to language. You know, I mean, you can do all the other language and cross-referencing, but
Oh,
if yeah, go on, Gav. Sorry.
A little bit.
Hebrew is one of them.
Where you can't cross-reference. Yeah.
There are Hebrew words that won't translate to English.
There's some languages that there's a few things that don't translate, or you can't translate them directly at all. So they have to be explained. They can be translated in an explanation, but not.
Not as a word directly.
Yeah, not as a word.
Yeah.
You run into that. But this is hitting a bit on the sacred geometry, and it makes me wonder, because the stuff I've looked into, I haven't found a lot of this stuff that we're learning, and it makes me wonder how
it's all wrong.
Yeah, what in sacred geometry information is correct, and what is missing, and what is misleading.
Me too.
Because so many things are misleading.
Yeah.
We get back to that double meaning again, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're told one explanation, but you know that's not true. It means something completely different.
Yeah,
right.
Probably the complete opposite.
I mean, this obviously what's on screen now is a. I mean, you might. I don't know. How would you describe it compared to the other symbology? How would you describe this? I mean, you could almost. I mean, if it was a film, they'd say this was the comic version.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's doing it an injustice, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. So how would we describe this? This would be the junior version. Can I call it a junior version? But it's not a version, is it? Because it's different again. This has got symbols in it which are different from the symbols within the high resolution image that we've got.
These are a little more basic, or less explanatory, or less animated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the other one, there was diagrams next to them, and they seemed a bit more animated compared to these. But a lot of them are the same symbol.
This is more of a quick reference go-to.
Yeah,
chart.
a basic reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they've got.
I think perhaps someone should mention about the amount of swastikas that are on there. Obviously, we all know it's totally fine because it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a plus sign, isn't it? With a. I mean, you see it in the stars, so it's on the.
The thing about the swastika that it meant something. The thing about the swastika is it meant something, and then Hitler harnessed it, the meaning of it, for his own gain. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the symbol. It's what he used it for.
Totally. Yeah.
Or his intentions were not very, nice. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the symbol in general.
I just hope people understand that watch it and don't freak out. Because I think if I'd have seen it perhaps 10 years ago, I might have thought that initially, maybe. It's only, I guess recent days we've all come to sort of learn the truth, haven't we?
Right. Yeah, but it's a lot of information that's being held from people. A lot of people, they're being taught something, but they're not being taught the whole story, so perceptions get skewed. And that happens
Totally.
often.
Well, like I say,
often.
look for the opposite in all you find.
Yeah.
And I'm not being. I was told that. Look for the opposite in all you find.
Well, I mean that's present. That's present everywhere. I mean, if you just look, I mean, food's there to nurture us, but all the food you find in the store is most of it's toxic. It's processed. There's no nutrition. All the enzymes are dead. So instead of it being nurturing and life-giving, it's more decayed in a way. When it shouldn't be. It's completely what it's supposed to be right now in our day and age. It's the complete opposite.
Yep.
Medicine is the same thing. Medicine doesn't cure people. Medicine doesn't help people. It will cover up symptoms, and it might make somebody feel better because they're not feeling the symptoms, but it doesn't heal. So, and the medical community is supposed to be there to heal, yet it's doing the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is a awfully perfectly well-engineered system that we live in, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, it's calculated, isn't it? It's almost calculated. When we start digging deep, which we've obviously all done, we come to realise that it is a calculation. There's somewhere along the lines there is a calculation going on, because it cannot be random. There's no way. There's no way this can be random. And that's a contradiction in itself, because I know that random is not truly random.
Yeah,
So
that's
you've got, for
it's the
instance,
opposite. We're told everything is random. Turn it around. It's not random.
Yeah, it's all planned.
It's
Well,
not
you've
random.
you've got Ramsey theory within randomness. So you've got Erdos and Zikaros, increasing and decreasing, monochromatic. Randomness is not random.
Mhm.
There are certain things that have to happen within randomness. So we know that there is no true randomness.
Well,
So, for instance, yeah, go on.
yeah, like Orphan Red, she posted a video not too long ago. She was talking about there was where they were doing random generated numbers, and when people started focusing on the numbers, they stopped being random just by observation.
Which
So
comes back
even
into the double slit experiment.
Yeah,
right,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
everything is intention on a certain level.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then quantum, as I keep saying, they back quantum mechanics up with the double slit experiment. The quantum mechanics is only backed up by probability of the quantum slit experiment. So supposedly, that's what they write. That's what they tell us. That's what they tell us. So, but on the other side of the coin, they don't want to tell us that it's a fact, because when we figure out that it's actually us that are actually making the difference, they would never want to tell us.
No, it's the worst thing they can say.
Yeah.
It's like they sit there and they say that, the placebo effect is pseudoscience. Yet every time that they have a medication, the pharmaceutical companies, every time they have a medication that they're going to put out, they have to test it with through the placebo effect. They always have to have a control. So if it's pseudoscience, why do they use it with everything? Because it's all backwards. They tell us one thing, and then it's something else. It's the opposite. It's the main thing that they use. So it's all turned around.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a lie.
And the other thing is obviously intent. We've talked on this before. We know they use intent. So we know they say, for instance, I chirped up, about the old London Has Fallen. It was a class example. London Has Fallen, 3rd of March, around 33 cinemas in Manchester. But it's not to say that it's a message, by all means. It's a message, and I'm only guessing, it's a message to the powers that be to say, you're not leaving the EU. That's just my... But we know that the 33 and the 3, etc., are not bad. They're just being used in the wrong way.
Yeah. It's like they're aware of what the symbols mean. They're aware of what the numbers mean.
Yes.
And they use it. It's like everybody's afraid of the number 13. Friday the 13th. Floors in hotels don't have the 13th floor. Apartments avoid the apartment number 13 a lot.
They don't want
that's because they understand the value and the power of that number, and they use it for their benefit. But if nobody else understands the power and value of that number, and they think it's a bad thing, then people will stay away from it and not use it.
Yeah.
And then they control the power on that level.
Yeah, it's a conscious thing, isn't it? Numbers
Yes.
and letters are spells.
Yes.
So if you think this number means something bad, then it's in your subconscious as being bad, when in actual fact it's not.
It's further from the truth, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a story around a number,
So dare we go into the mystical book?
The mystical, magical book.
Or should we go into Bukovnik something else?
I don't know, mate. You.
Up to you, yeah. Yeah.
I'll shut these down and try not to overload the old dinosaur that I'm running. God damn! I love that. I must say, when Megan put that, I don't know whether you guys were there, but when Megan put that information about the guy that was building that rig or built that rig, wow! It was, I can't even describe it. It was so good, that rig.
What rig?
With all the hard drives, these, I don't even know what the hard drives were.
Oh, I probably was.
Beyond me, and I know computers. It's like, wow. So we've got the Book of Fairy Tales, which is for anyone that's viewing. If you remember the pictures where you look into them and defocus and refocus, you can see a 3D image. So this information from the circles that are drawn and the previous symbols that we showed, where those symbols come out of the circles that are drawn, this is what this is all about. And from the circles that are drawn, not by computer, because computer comes out 2D and hand comes out 3D, so it gives you depth. There is room for error. There's naturalness about it. So you're putting your focus into the point of the compass, and you cannot get it dead center every time on the crossovers of lines. So they say that because we can't confirm it. This is just what we're discussing.
Right. Well, that goes along the lines with that other system that I showed you earlier. I'm not going to mention the system since I don't, I don't know if the person wants it mentioned, so I won't mention the system, but they deal with symbols, and they put together they have an idea of what they want. They put together symbols to work that idea or intention, and the main thing is when you're drawing the symbol by hand and putting it into the different shapes into a symbol itself, you're thinking about your intention, you're thinking about what you want, and you're actually putting your energy into the symbol. So when you look at that symbol, you put it on your wall or whatever, and when you look at that symbol turns into, it puts more energy out towards whatever that intention was. So there's and you hear this in a lot of different energy work, so to speak, when it comes to writing and sacred geometry. So it matters that there's light. It's like by drawing it by hand and not a computer, you're breathing life into whatever it is that you're putting out there.
Yeah, it's like it's unique to you.
Which explains the double slit experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Yeah.
that's what they call quantum.
I sidetracked you, so go on and finish what you.
No, absolutely. No, I need to say is quantum double slit experiment. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They label it in a different way. When you look into it, you look into the double slit experiment, and it's backs quantum up, supposedly. We can only assume that quantum is either true or false. Again, here we go. So let's assume it's true. If it's true and they've labeled it, then that puts us within even more power. Not power, that's the wrong word, but more control even is the wrong word in this realm that we live in, but more in our own selves of being able to do what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So yeah. So this and this goes in. They're telling a story here with this fairy tale book. Let's say, for instance. So as I say, we can look into it. We can defocus, refocus, get our pitch, and see different things. It might not happen very well on a computer, but I can tell you, if you look on the grass, which is not in this picture, but when the picture comes up of the grass and you try it on a computer, it works. If you look at the monk on the left-hand side, which looks like a bear, when you actually, if you look at the bear and then refocus, you'll see the monk kind of thing.
You're the one that is the monk.
Yeah, so this is all 3D.
Yeah.
This is depth. There's depth in these pictures that we used to have when we were younger, and we looked at them and went, "Woo, this is great! Wow, I can see another picture," and thought nothing of it.
And then as you get older, you lose your imagination, and then you stop seeing so many symbols and designs and stories and random things anymore.
Yeah. So we got. I mean, obviously, we don't know what this lingo. I'll call it lingo. Is. We know what this bottom one is. With regards to toruses, in the red circle with the blue twists around it, they're talking toruses in the 4, the quart, the quattro, the crossing of the paper. So we know kind of something like that. But if we go to the tree in the middle, then we got the torus of the tree, and we know the roots do a torus down below.
Yeah.
And this goes along with the electromagnetic earth. This. I mean, we've got NN, haven't we, Nick, who keeps bringing to light the grids, and he's not the only one, obviously. This is it. This is just it. There's lots of information that's coming out now that has been been dormant.
Yeah.
Searched and hasn't had a launch pad. Hasn't had that. That launch pad, and we're flat earthers, and that launch pad is the flat Earth. There's no doubt about it, because because it's not going to work on a globe. The electromagnetism will not work on a globe. It will only work in a torus or a toroidal. It can't work in a globe. It's as simple as that. It doesn't work. They can't emulate a globe electromagnetic wise.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So it's got to be a positive and minus, like a double torus, like the primer fields, etc. that shows. In between. We're in between. The plasma that the primer fields show is the egg that Itmar came up with the magnetite in the middle, with the filings around the magnetite. That's what he's showing. Well, it's all of that, isn't it? So we've got the torus coming out of the North Pole, which they won't let us go to. We've got the South Pole, which we don't know what's going on there, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, my view has changed on the South Pole tremendously. I mean, it'd be great if there was loads and loads of Earth beyond, but I just
wonder, buddy, looking at those possible magnetic filings, I just wonder, is this the language that they speak about, that when you actually speak it, it manifests shapes and you can lift heavy objects and stuff? Because that
doesn't it, with regards to the cones and lifting with
that's
vibration.
Yeah. I just think there's such a relationship to the movement of it and the people. And if you I've had it sung to me as well, you see, so I know that if you had all of that combined, I think you'd be in a fairly interesting place. That's all you could say, perhaps.
Well, we've got the 7 stars above, and the middle star, which is the 15. We've got the 14.4 or the 144. I mean, if you look at this picture here, it's telling you something. If you look at it geometrically wise or mathematically wise, without knowing the which we don't, the Russian language or whatever language.
But we do need to know the date of what we're looking at. What date was this published and printed? Because that makes
Well, we can date it back probably to the picture that we looked at before, can't we? This symbology is in the big high definition one I showed just before.
That's going to be the 1900s then, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've got the W, or the, what did it Mark call it? The, anyway.
I don't remember.
So we progress through this document. I don't know whether it's scrolling good for you. I've only scrolled one, but we've got it everywhere here. And also, when we look at the previous symbology, these angelic figures were in the symbology.
I think that's a song that we're looking at. They're the letters. I don't think they're speaking, they're singing that, because it's all together with no spaces, possibly. What do you reckon? And it looks like two angelic beings that you'd call angels, I guess.
Charlie Ann,
Sorry?
Charlie Ann deciphered one.
Ah, all right. Oh, cool.
So supposedly into Inglese.
Oh.
But again, it's describing. So even though this is, say, for instance, text in the middle, the outside is describing something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So don't take the text for granted. There's the bear on the right. The unicorn in the middle. The phoenix up above the unicorn. We got the 7 stars. The middle, duality or equilibrium, balance. It's a shame I didn't set up chat, Q&A. That's the word, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can do next time.
Can't set it up now, can I? Darn it.
No, we can do it next time when we have more time.
Yeah, people can help come up with their thoughts.
Yeah.
I like the cat at the bottom.
Meow meow.
Meow meow. So we got
fox
rather a lot of.
Not on this one, but in one of the other pictures, I think there's a fox as well. And then there's parting of the. There's one picture that has parting of the skies.
Well, on the right here we got the W.
Yeah, and you see these symbols were on that other page.
Gramota.
Yeah.
Should we call it Gramota? Shall we?
I think they're glyphs, technically. I think they're referred to as glyphs, aren't they?
Well, I looked it up, and obviously grammar, being speech.
I'd be interested to know if or what martial arts they studied in ancient Scythia. Because looking at the way everyone's standing and posing, it does resemble a kata, where they do the moves and stuff in martial arts. I just wonder if they've got anything, like the Orientals have, that they don't like the Westerners to learn. I wonder if they've got anything like that.
So in your study, of Scythia, are there any link? Well, obviously there are links because you're talking about it. But is there anything?
Definitely, yeah. There's a map of ancient Scythia holding, I think, an all shape of Europe, Russia, and it's got England included in it. And it clearly says on the UK bit, it says Anglia, and in Scotland it says, I think, Scotia. And I think it shows Wales as being much bigger, nearly covering all of England. But it's definitely there as part of the main Scythian Empire. And then from what I understand, they then went further west to America and put buildings there all over the world. England was definitely yeah, part of the main kingdom, and it's on one of the maps that Nick had on his upload. I have looked for this map, but I can't seem to find it. I know that Nick, NN, has definitely got it.
Right.
Which is cool.
Sorry guys, I'm just focusing on the grass and the cat.
Is it jumping out at you?
I'm doing it. I'm doing a 3D god job.
Yeah.
I'm gone, man, gone. I'm the king of the swingers, man.
And what a fairies.
Jungle VIP. It is so 3D when you go side to side, when you defocus on it, and
Okay.
it is so 3D. Anyway.
Do we know what importance the cat is playing here in these pictures? Is it part of...
The only thing I notice about the cat is in all the pictures, and the forthcoming pictures, he's very black. It's like he's a portal.
Oh, it's interesting that they say that's bad luck then, isn't it? If a black cat crosses your path, that probably means that's good luck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's opposite. It's,
Well, there's a portal right behind its head.
Yeah, there's a vortex, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero.
But I'm sure if we could get the focus on it, and I must print these out, I must get them on paper.
Yeah.
It's going to cost a shed load of ink.
You'll get over it.
But there's vortexes everywhere in that picture. Wow.
Mm.
There's the next one.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I wonder how many symbols from that can actually be found within the drawings of the picture.
Yeah.
You know? It's got vortex going around the tree.
Yeah.
Obviously there's like half a vortex to the right of the tree. You know, I bet many, if not all, can be found within.
Within the drawings of the circles, yeah.
Yeah. Hidden, disguised.
Well, this is the one with the... Oh, sorry, Gav, yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, all right. This is the one where we look at the left-hand side and we think we see a bear with orange eyes, let's say, with some kind of orange thing coming out of its head.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
And when you defocus and refocus on it, it turns into a monk with his arms crossed. It's like, wow. And his head is the orange bit.
Yeah.
I can't get it now.
Yeah, I can see it big, yeah.
There.
Yeah, I see it both ways.
Yeah.
I noticed the guy in the picture with the horse is definitely a Scythian. That is a Scythian hat, cape, and boots.
Okay.
I've got a picture of a Scythian king, and he's got the same stuff.
So there's a link.
There's a link, and of course the most exciting thing is insinuating or saying that if it was all one culture, and we was all one, and everyone got on, and they managed to build such great things all over the world, and you see how, I guess, magnificently you'd say, you know, they were living. Well, God, you can see why the 1% kept it hidden so well for so long.
Yeah.
I think I'm still looking for holes in it, as in I'm looking for the pain and the suffering. I don't know, but it's just it's not I guess not on purpose. I think maybe subconsciously, because all of the other research that I've got, even perhaps some of the Gnostic scriptures, you know, points towards, you know, nasty things, and I've just got the books, and you know, I do know what they say, but you know, yeah, it just looks well, fascinating, isn't it? It just seems to be everything. It's just all of the little bits of research that I've got recorded. I can just see glimpses of it and see, yeah, they got that from there, and that would explain that. And you do know what they say about when things seem too good to be true. It means that they are, you know.
Yeah.
It's too good. I don't think it applies to this. You know, I've been dwelling on it for more than a couple of days.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's every reason to think that.
But don't you think that if the likes of the Russians that we know, Nick and the other guys,
Yeah, they're genuine.
Ramtic's absolutely genuine. Oh, totally. But why aren't they telling us that, look, we was all one? I mean, is that not... That's such a big thing.
Ramtix does.
Right. Perhaps I've just missed that part. He's just been... I've heard him talking about the letters. He hasn't... I'm quite interested to talk to him about the origins of it.
Ramtix keeps emphasizing the importance of water.
Right.
Water is the key. Water is the thing. Whatever the thing may be, because water gets charged when it goes into the vortex.
Yeah, the universal conductor.
Yeah, it refreshes everything. And they're flipping out. Science says we're flipping 60 or 90, whatever it may be, % water.
Right. That
Difficult
would be...
to believe. That's a difficult one to believe. If someone said, stood to you in the street and you'd never heard it before, and they said, "Oh, you're 60% water," you'd say.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a difficult one to believe.
Yeah, but I guess possibly true though, because if you think about it, we're talking about the opposites, how things are opposite.
Yeah.
What could be opposite to water? Black goo, I guess, maybe. If you
Magnetite.
Yeah, the consistency is completely opposite.
Yeah. Well, we know that bacteria magnetite. Well, no, we don't know. It's supposed that bacteria in the grass, the bacteria in the grass, align themselves to the magnetic field with magnetite. They're a single-cell organism, but they have magnetite within them, which aligns themselves to the magnetic field of the Earth, hence the North Pole. And the cows chew the grass, eating the single-celled organisms which align themselves to magnetite. The cows have four stomachs, and they chew the cud, i.e. they regurgitate it.
Mm-hmm.
So they chew the cud, and it's been said from scientific experiments that the cows are magnetized.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's that, then there's the bees, then there's the birds. So the bees, the bumblebee is said to use it as well. It uses the magnetite. It can't flipping fly. It uses its vibration to fly, not its freaking wings. Wow. But it uses the magnetism of the Earth to know where it's going. And they've studied bees and taken them to different hives and everything, haven't they? And they find their way, whether you move the hive or not. They find their way through magnetism. And then there's the birds that migrate through magnetism. And it was on the BBC, wasn't it? Flipping hell. I mean, so the BBC does surprise me sometimes. Yeah, so they blindfold a bleeding robin or something like that and stick it in a concubine. What's the word? No, is that the right word? I don't know. Anyway, and it pecks, or I can't remember how it went, but the markings within were showing that that's the way it wanted to go. Something like that. Something.
Oh.
So we know that nature is aligned with magnetism, and it is. There's no doubt about it. They just don't tell us. They just don't want it mainstream.
Yeah, well, it's all new, you know. It's all new. Forgotten knowledge.
Mm.
It just makes you wonder what else is out there. What else connects to this?
Parting of the clouds.
Oh, there can't be anything else. This has got to be it, surely.
No. No. I've not
It's
got
everything,
made
isn't it?
many discoveries along the way. Yeah.
I did think that the other day, actually, before this subject came up. I thought, oh, that's it. I thought, yeah, we've definitely nailed it. And no, something.
No.
That's good.
There's always something. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We haven't gone into time change or anything yet, have we? So.
The best thing to admit is to say, you know, we know nothing.
Be interesting to see if we can see something in these fairy tales, let's say, for instance, with regards to changing of time and burial.
I think we'd have to get it translated first.
Yeah, but I mean, within the picture tells 1,000 stories and all that.
Yeah.
I can see
Yeah,
some
maybe.
mushroom.
I don't know. I just feel like the pictures is only half the story. I mean, like
It's so 3D
on the
when you
screen now,
look.
like I wonder what that actually says. You know, and
I
maybe
don't think.
what it says we can relate to the picture. You know where I'm coming from. You know,
Have you focused in on it and moved left to right and seen the 3D-ness of
I
it?
can see the depth to it. Yeah, but
If you move left to right when you defocus and refocus kind of thing, you get the 3D. It's like, whoa, the tree trunk moves.
Mhm.
It
yeah,
gets longer, elongated when you go left. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. I see it.
You've got everyone watching it now, scooching to the left.
Well, it's true though. It's one
Yeah,
of those. I mean, oh, we can't. We've got chat. We can't put a bloody link in chat. Oh, blimey! Everybody could download it then, and print it out and have a look.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's
will.
what's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, share it around, buddy. Yeah, we'll
Add
get
it
it.
to the
about
description.
getting the information in.
yeah. We put it in the description for now. When we're
Yeah.
done, we edit the description. You know, put everyone's channels in there and some links to the stuff that we've been looking at, so people can look at it themselves. You know, and
Yeah.
maybe
Put the
they'll
links
go
in.
away and form an idea about it all, and perhaps in the future, when we've got the chat initiated, you know, they can come and throw in their sixpence and that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
good
doing
idea.
a rough draft. What we intend to do, I know there's only a few, four, maybe more people in the chat, but what we intend to do is to go through the Gramota letters and try and learn them. We've got some Russian friends that
Yeah.
may teach us,
Hmm.
not that they know the meanings. So we're going to try, if we carry on doing this, we're going to try some of the meanings.
Yeah.
Of all of these letters, etc.
Well, eventually we'll get it all too.
Cheers, Gav.
Oh, get it.
I thought I'd let you know, mate.
I don't know. Nice one. Private joke.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's our chat.
I tell you what, there was a cracking. I'm looking at the sun on that picture. There was a cracking red sun this morning. I was up at about 5:20, something like that, and the sun, man, it was so red orange. It was sensational, and so much bigger than when it is in the sky. And I'm facing dead east at the window that I'm looking. It
So
was
much bigger.
wow.
Bigger at sunrise.
Yeah.
No,
It's magnetized, isn't it? It's magnetized by the water in the air.
No, it's not. Quite the opposite.
Well, this was huge.
Yeah, but if you'd have looked in the daytime, it'd be bigger when it's above your head.
I did. I went down to Totnes, didn't I? I told you I parted the clouds. No, maybe not you. I went down to Totnes for some smokes and a couple of placebo
Yeah.
beers.
And it's just all the evidence shows us that it's smaller at sunset and sunrise.
This was big. I saw it this morning. This was large and it was red.
Maybe
it was
there's
red
something in the
orange.
atmosphere, man.
And I think it's because it's going through the because it's going through the atmosphere. If you look at something through water, it magnifies it, and that's what the atmosphere is. It's molecules of water hanging in the air, and it magnifies the sun at sunrise and sunset. It magnifies it because you're looking through the atmosphere. You look because it's moved away. You have to look through so much of a layer of atmosphere, and that actually goes even better with the flat Earth, because if there was no atmosphere, it would be tiny. It's only the magnification of looking through the atmosphere that makes it shrink slightly. If the atmosphere wasn't there, then the further away it would go, it would be absolutely tiny. But it's the atmosphere, because of the molecules in the air, that magnify it, making it seem like the same kind of size.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off the experiments that people have done, especially the
Yeah,
zeticism
yeah,
they've
yeah,
done. You know, it, it's definitely smaller at sunrise and sunset. But it's like I say, maybe the density of the atmosphere was different, and it
yeah,
causes a
absolutely.
different
Yeah, I
effect.
think it depends on the
That's
on the climate at the time, kind of thing.
completely plausible.
Yeah, yeah. I think it depends how much moisture is in the air around you
Hmm.
to the size of the sun at sunrise and sunset.
Or does it depend on the swing of the sun? Because if they say it is a ball that swings around on a flat plane, I'm thinking that sometimes we see it bigger because it's further over on its line. Not that that is a theory that I'm pushing. I'm not 100% certain it's that way because I see it some days. It's so crazy. I can't think how it could fit into the flat Earth model, let alone the other one.
Yeah, it's
Fair enough.
differential, isn't it? It's all differential at the
Yeah.
moment. Um,
Mm.
I mean, it's definitely not 93 million miles away. That's for sure.
no, that's the truth, isn't it?
I mean, I saw it as truth, buddy. Last time I flew back from the Canary Islands, there was we saw a sunspot on the cloud. No word of a lie. I was shouting at the brother-in-law, look, but because of the air pressure, we couldn't hear any voices. So I'm yelling at everyone, look out the window, and they're all smiling. Yeah, all right. No, look.
Is that Amiga nutter?
They didn't realise, and then I've explained to them since. Do you remember that spot you saw on the cloud? They're like, yeah. Michael. And then I give them the whole thing, and they're like, oh, right, yeah, that's what you was getting excited about. Yeah, pretty much. I didn't have a camera either, so I had to make sure everyone saw the sunspot, even though they didn't really understand what they were looking at. They're just like, yeah, good one. Well, I know what it means.
Look in the picture. Notice what I said earlier on. The cat looks like a portal,
Mm-hmm.
and the cat is reading a book, and a book gives knowledge.
Fucking clever cat, isn't it?
Yeah, fucking that fucking cat's back again.
Wow.
Yeah, how did he do that?
Yeah, who taught the cat to read?
Yeah. So, and there's the cross above.
Witch's black cat. I did see a witch on a broomstick in one of the other pictures. I just didn't mention it.
It's kind of saying to me that the knowledge is the move on, as in, I mean, obviously I've said
Why is the bloke on the horse not reading the book?
Knowledge takes you into a different realm.
Right. I guess the bloke's read the book.
Mandela effect. Go on, Charlie Ann. Hit us with the Mandela effect.
Go on, Charlie.
You want me to explain most people know the Mandela by now.
Yeah, but we're taking it from a different point of view, aren't we? Because we're talking about reset, covering of Earth, and it all fits in with the Mandela effect. We're talking about, in the 17, 1800s.
Well, I talked about the Mandela effect. You talked about the reset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Mandela effect could be a result from several things, which we really don't know what's causing it. But the thing that it's almost impossible for it not to be happening. Some people talk about the dimensions have merged. There's several dimensions, several probabilities, and we have a bunch of different us's, and depending on where your probability is, what you're going to do next depends on where you shift to. You shift back and forth, and some spiritual people say that those have converged into one. So people from a different reality has merged into one. That's one of the thoughts of it. Another one of the thoughts of it is that there's a frequency going on. Like in They Live, in that movie, They Live. And the people that are awake are the people that don't get hit with nanotechnology, say the people that avoid medications or vaccines or whatever, or certain waters, or maybe it's the chemtrails for some reason you kick out whatever, that the that the frequency is not hitting you, so the alter reality is encoded in the consciousness, in the information in the consciousness, or the energy waves that, like radio waves or whatever. But if you're awake, you don't get blinded by it, and you see the reality as the way it's supposed to be, not what they're trying to implement in everybody's head.
Which is a way of saying, where I go, all we need to do is inform ourselves. We need to do no more. There is no war. There's no need for raising of arms or anything. We just need to inform ourselves, so that we're in the know. As soon as we're in the know, it nullifies the spell.
Right. And if there's a reset, like you were talking about, then the reset could be something that's frequency-wise or what have you, that affects the memory of people, and the people that have woken up can no longer be blinded by whatever it is, and we're aware that something is changing, things are changing, and the information is changing. So if they're resetting it, they're changing the past, so the world skews into a different direction than it is. So they need to reset it, so to speak. Yeah.
There may be many different directions, but we're in a direction, might not be the highest, let's say, for instance, but we're in a direction where we've left the other directions, hence the Mandela effect, behind. Eurasia, and I've got it here actually. It was we were looking at Eurasia when we came across Antarctica.
Yeah.
And Antarctica being obscure, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. It said it was hypothetical.
Yeah.
Like, how is that hypothetical?
So we then plug that in with the reset that we think, hang on a minute, something's been going on here in the 1800s, because history has been written from the 1800s onwards. Whenever we look at history, when we look at buildings, all the history starts from around about the 1850s.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely, and it's just hitting us smack square in the face every time we do research. It's like 1850s, and then we come to, obviously, as Gav found, the 1,000 years off. Was it you, Gav, that found the 1,000 years off?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. So then there's the 1,000 years off of history, which means we're not as old as we think we are.
Yeah.
So for us to remember that 1,000 years, if they are doing a frequency that they've encoded a different past, they've put it into the past, put the information there as if it's the past. So if the majority of the people remember a different past, then it's sort of like a reset, saying that the past that should exist didn't exist. It no longer exists. They've erased it, and then they move forward, changing things.
Well, they would have used the I in front of, say, for instance, I don't know, 1564. They would have used 564 and the I. The I would have been the transition from the I to the 1. So they would have been putting the I, for some reason, in front of 564, and then at some stage they would have used it to change it to, 1564.
Because the I's got to mean something.
Yeah,
The I's got to mean something, and then instead of saying that it's I's, year 700, whatever, they're not using it as an I, they're saying it's 17. Instead of year 700, it's year 17.
Yeah.
And then we revert back to this, and we find that there are many I's in this language. Many I's. So there's another kind of connection. Although it's a loose connection, there are many I's. I mean, as far as we know, in the English alphabet, there's only one I. But when we go into this alphabet, there are many I's. There's about 11 of them. And the E can then be interchanged with I. The E becomes the I, as Itmar was saying earlier on, when he had the little squiggle as an E, the little kind of a WE. The WE was turning into the I. It's a mini I. And then there's all sorts of different meanings to the I in this alphabet, which goes along with the I. I mean, it's loose. It is loose. It's loose that the I goes along with this change in history.
Yeah.
Because it's an I. It is an I that they had beforehand. So, and they changed it to a 1.
And when you're reading a history book and they say it's 1700s, it's much different than when you're looking at an old document, something that's been preserved throughout the years, old text, whatever. And then it says I-700.
And for the couple of viewers that are about, if you look at the portraits of nobility, and we've discussed this before, but if you look at the portraits of nobility, if you go back into the 1600s of the portraits of nobility, the portraits are fine. They are wonderful portraits. But if you go into 1800s of portraits of nobility, it's like there were no artists around.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah, you were talking about how they look cartoony.
Yeah, and it is. It's like, wow, it stands out. Once it's pointed out to you from NN, Nick from NN channel, we'll plug him. We must plug him because the information has got to get out there. It's obvious once you start looking. It's like, wow, flipping out. Yeah. I mean, I've gone back through hundreds of years of other portraits. Okay, it's Google, and it is Google. But, I mean, you can only take it as being real. And these portraits are fantastic. It's like, and these are ordinary people, supposedly ordinary people, and the portraits are fantastic. Yet you get to nobility in the 17 and 1800s, and they're just like stuck on heads and things like that. You look at it closely, and you think there's something wrong here. There's definitely something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Into the portraits of olden times and trying to draw a timeline of what the devil's going on there. I'm going to make a coffee. AFK.
Have a coffee.
Oh, I see. Is that Jack? Is that Jack who's replied to you on the first part?
Say again? To who?
Omega, sorry.
Oh, right.
Omega. You commented on the first part, and I think Jack has then commented the reply to you.
Really?
As the Russians say, and then he's put a Russian word.
I sent one of the Russian guys a link. I didn't know any Russian. I don't think he knows any English, though. That's okay.
Yeah, well, he's sent a word, as the Russians say, then a Russian word. I just looked it up. It says the will to live, apparently.
The will to live, yeah.
This word means, but there's many.
That's cool.
There's more than one translation for it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, mate.
Yeah. Cool.
Cute.
Our fellow Scythian brothers, aren't they? Huh? The will to live. It's interesting that they speak Russian and we speak English, and it just so happens that, we all come from the same place, as it would seem. Which is cool.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't really much more that we know at this present moment in time.
No.
It's very
guarded. Yeah.
Pretty basic at the moment. Pretty basic, but put it out there, see what people think, and I mean, whether people are interested or not, we're still going to pursue it, aren't we? Cause,
I think it will get people's interest. I think.
Yeah, down the line.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, eventually we'll probably show it all interconnected.
Yeah.
With part of the work that Itmar's done as well. I mean, I hope to get him on with us in the future, which will be good. Andy seems to understand what he says. I mean, personally, I do struggle, but you know, when Andrew tells us that what he's trying to explain, you know, obviously it makes sense. So yes, very interesting.
Yes.
Good stuff. And I guess next time then, if we can have the question and answers section as well, that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
we'll have-
But and
we'll
by
get
then
the
we'll
chat
get
on.
comments and be able to see if there's anything to respond to as well. What kind of questions people come up with during the week, or
Yeah,
however long it takes us to get to do this again, to see opinions on this.
I think what we'll do tomorrow is I'll get Andrew to do some testers. You know, make sure we know what we're doing to get the chat working. We
Mhm.
delete them straight away, you know, 5-minute hangouts or something. See if the chat
Right.
comes up, and then
Makes sense.
see what tomorrow brings. You know, if we end up learning more every day, then you know, I suppose we could get together for a couple of hours every day and share what we've managed to take in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to be multiple steps.
Well, I mean, it's all connected, so there's so many aspects to it. So to focus on one thing
At a time.
at a time.
Yeah.
But there's so many things. I mean, we have the symbolism, we have the sacred geometry, we have the missing or the added 1,000 years that don't exist. We have the frequencies, we have the Mandela effect. Flat Earth does fit in there, and of course we're going to probably get some people bringing that up, which this is not a forum for debate on that. I don't think the people that come here. It seems you already know it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna debate it. We talk about it as if it's understood. And if you don't understand, then there's like a million other explanations and wonderful videos out there that will help break it down a lot better. Because that's not this is more as we get it and we're pushing forward
Yeah.
from that understanding.
Yeah, well, you know, we've been there, and this is where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the key has been, I would say, that the toroidal field that's brought us here.
Yeah.
And obviously through it, and breaking it down to us bit by bit. Yeah.
Shall we repost this on our channels then, Gav, to get as many people to see the inscriptions and stuff?
Yeah, we could do. I mean, what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to put the two parts together and upload it as one.
Okay, cool.
Or what we could do is make a playlist on our channel to it, so we don't get the view. The big picture gets the view.
Yeah, cool.
No, don't matter. Don't matter.
Oh, we're certainly not after the views, mate. Yeah, makes
No, I'm totally not bothered about the views.
Spread the info.
That's it. Yeah.
It's just down the line, you know. If people see one name rather than 2, 3, or 4,
Yeah, I do hear you, Gav.
they'll know where to come.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we could always set up a channel.
Yeah, brand new. Brand new.
Beyond measures.
Email. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all do our.
But if somebody does post it to their own, copy it and post to their own channel, then just make sure you put in the description the main channel, the main source.
No,
Yeah,
I think Andy's right. I think the best thing to do would be to start a channel, right? And for the only reason being is we can all have access to that account, which means any of us can host a hangout.
Right.
All we've got to do is log in as that.
Well, the other thing that I was thinking of is and it's a hot topic obviously at the moment, is with regards to monetization. There is absolutely no reason why, if people are doing research and taking their own time, they should not be remunerated, because we live in a system that is dealt by money.
Yeah, well, obviously that's not the main goal.
So that's not our goal. No, that's right. But if the channel itself, and not our channels, but if the channel, they can watch it on our channels. It's not a problem. We can all put it on our channels. We're not monetized. But if there was a channel that was the main,
Specific.
no, we all put our stuff on. Yeah, monetize it, spread it. It don't matter if it made billions, spread it. We can't spend billions. Not that it's going to make freaking billions.
Well, I
But
rather
you
I
know what
rather
I
give
mean.
my money to people that are making a difference than to some corporation that doesn't
People that
care.
deserve. Yes,
Like
yeah.
like when I used to get my hair cut, my aunt cut hair, so I would go to her. No matter how good or bad she did it, I would, make sure she would do it the way I wanted it. But I would much rather put the money in her pocket instead of some stranger that I didn't know,
Yeah.
or some big ass salon.
So this is a rough ride, isn't it? This one tonight, and it's something that we needed to do.
Mhm.
We needed to get used to things. We're still not used to it, obviously, or
We'll
I'm
get
not.
there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
there.
And if there's monetization to be had, then it's on the main channel.
Yeah, just
And
get,
it's philanthropy, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
philanthropy.
just get an ad blocker, and there you go,
Yeah.
sorted.
Done job at
Yeah.
it.
Easy.
But everybody has an opinion about that, so.
Yeah, it seems so, doesn't it?
It is.
But yeah, we can make one channel that belongs to all of us, and
Yeah.
then we
Yeah,
can all.
I think that'd be the best way, because issues earlier.
It takes it away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think-
We're actually using their
that way,
rules.
like my computer crashed, and it's in the downstairs hospital in the house.
We're
And
actually
your computer crashed on the last
guys,
first one. So I mean, so if somebody's having computer problems, if there's several of us that have access to the channel, then several of us can host. And that was the
Mhm.
most important thing, is to be able to put the information out there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're actually
That was
we're
a
actually
good idea.
using their rules by doing that, because if money is dirty, then we're not doing it by our own hand. We're actually doing what they do. The powers that should not be. They
Yeah.
don't do their own killing, let's say, for instance. They have it done by somebody else. They don't get blood on their hands. They don't do the money by themselves. They get someone else to do it and live off of it, let's say. Not that we want to live off of it, but if there was money, and there is money, isn't that's a problem, because they're already talking about it now, today. Dan Pratt and all that, and Patricia, and I mean, it's madness. It's absolute madness. So
Yeah.
we need to take that
Opinions.
away from ourselves. If we're going to carry on doing live feeds, we need to take the money element out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of it. We don't want to be in that. We're not about that. I mean, yes, it's there, and there's no reason why anybody shouldn't have a better lifestyle because they are busting their gut off of their own backs, and it costs them, and it does cost them. It costs them going out to finding a job for whatever, 20, 30, 40 grand a year, and they're not. They could do, but they don't. Because it's a mindset thing.
It's not the actual money that's evil, is it? It's the love of the money and the love to attain that money and have it that becomes the problem.
it's
Yeah.
the interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Nothing means anything unless you put meaning to it.
Yeah.
So it's the money is not evil, but the intention behind whatever you're using it for could be good or bad.
Get
The
rid of
evilness
it.
comes from the intention.
Take it away, and then
But when you have the
No.
higher the powers that should not be, or what have you, making the money and putting symbolism on top of the money, they're putting their intention in the money. So when you use the money, their intention's there every time it's used.
Yeah. Bang on.
Plus
So
we're talking about.
you're giving them energy.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it? But that's why we don't want their potential energy and whatever they choose to stick on the adverts. And you're only talking about 0.0% of a penny for maybe 100 uploads. I don't know. It's not like it's, and it's a terrible thing, because it's almost like getting in bed with the devil, I think, having, I know advertising, like solicitors and lawyers, dirty words, everyone cringes.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just giving them free rein, aren't you, to put anything they feel free to stick on to annoy your people that are watching it, and they'll just do it and abuse it. But I do hear what you're saying, Big, and obviously if someone came in and wanted to sponsor the group and everything was cool, then that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get our lucky break from the likes of YouTube or Google.
Well, no, they're going to suppress us, aren't we? If we're coming out with information that they don't want out, then they're going to suppress us anyway, so it's not a problem anyway. But
I
there
just
is
think
the possibility.
The best way to go about it is to just
Get rid of it.
leave the talking money out of it.
Get rid of it.
Yeah,
Get rid of it. Because it will split us. It would split us eventually. If money was involved, it would split us. It does everybody. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So get rid of the money. Get rid of it. Give it away.
Agree.
I nearly swore then.
It's late at night.
On air. Again.
Red dot.
I'm the only one that's sworn on it.
Quick, someone red dot him.
Yeah. Get rid of it, because it will divide.
Yeah, it might be a nice way to promote the Pal Talk channel, actually, as well. Pal Talk room.
What, Mark? What? Who's one, Gav?
In the description. No, I'm not
Oh,
doing that, mate. Yeah. Get
Yeah.
some more peoples. It's good to talk.
It's good to talk.
Yeah.
True.
Get to talking, get to chatting.
Well, everybody's got something to say, I think some people are screaming for a platform, and Hangouts is one thing, going on live, and Pal Talk's just a meeting place, isn't it?
Well, apart from my computer, this has been more stable than Pal Talk.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Wonder why.
Yeah. So,
I can't get to Pal Talk.
look at all those eyes.
Hmm?
All of the
You
eyes.
broke up in my
Yeah.
ear, so I didn't hear you. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, some are T's. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mad, isn't it?
About,
And
about
the
11.
two before the very first eye are eyes as well. The
Yeah.
squiggly E eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're I's and E's. They're
Yeah, it looks
interchangeable.
a bit like Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made an alphabet when I was in high school. Too bad I don't remember half the letters.
This must
They were all symbols and shapes. They didn't represent any of the original.
Johnny
alphabet.
Ann, this was it.
Yeah, it was probably this. I remember some of them. I'll write it down and send you a picture one day.
Yeah.
I remember some of them. I don't remember them all though.
Ra,
But-
wasn't it? Which one was Ra?
Mm,
Oh,
It was the R one, wasn't it? So it's further on, I think.
now you're asking.
It's
you-
that
you're-
one. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh one down on the left. Was it? Or
Yeah, I think so.
possibly. Or was
Either
it
that one or the
No,
one
it was the one above, wasn't it? Fourth one. That looks like PA, but it was. Oh, I don't know. We need to
I
learn.
think it was the one above, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was with the cross underneath.
It's late. for
Ra.
me. Very late for me.
Yeah, Ra.
And you got the bullseye.
Bullseye's the one looking down on the Taurus.
Mhm.
Top from above. Oh, only about another 100 and God knows how many.
To
Plus
memorise.
plus the other alphabet that goes with it. All the vowels. Be like three long white bearded men and a woman.
All speaking strange Russian language.
Yeah. I mean, that is sensational.
Yeah. Is that Griffin in the foreground?
Oh, I don't know, mate. It is. I've got to go 3D on that.
course, you can tell that we live on a flat Earth by the angle of the sunlight piercing the clouds there.
Crepuscular rays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the artist was a flat earther then.
Yeah, and the rest, I think they were doing something else at the time as well, possibly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, look, I see the Scythian king on a white horse with his sword up, and I see a black horse with a dark rider, light up, light coming up. Oh, they got some people with black capes, like a gold snake. Reckon they're the bad guys in this picture?
And the book is ascending. It looks like.
Really?
Well, it's all shiny and glowy and in the air at the top, in the middle.
Yeah.
There is
The
so much
Griffin.
more to this picture.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I could focus on it. The trunk of the tree is.
That looks like chains around the tree.
It's almost looking when you.
It looks like a golden chain.
It's looking. Oh, I don't know. It's looking like there's a spaceship above.
What?
I know you're not looking at what I'm looking because I know you're not doing what I'm doing.
Ah, he's doing
And
the
there's
outside to the left.
energy emanating from the tree.
This
And there's
is mad.
Hmm.
Because this picture is not what you think it is. I tell you, it is not what you think it is. Oh man, I wish my eyesight was what it.
Get a magnifying glass. Get one of those magnifying mirrors. And
It is so 3D. It's amazing. Whew.
magnifying
going back a
lamps. Yeah.
Hello, there's links in there. Look,
Mhm.
what's that then? Events page, YouTube page, video embed.
What?
Video in bed. I didn't say someone else in bed.
What? I said nothing. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I should be in bed.
Embed.
Cat's still reading that book.
Cat's in the cradle.
Yeah, he's loving it. Look.
Yeah. Mmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we'll have to get the dates of these pictures, won't we?
Yes, you will.
Because these could be quite old, couldn't they? These could be. So I will. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I will.
Flying carpet.
Well, I don't have the picture. If you send us the picture, I'll try and find the date of it. Yeah, but I don't.
I'll send you the book. We've got the
Okay.
link down there, haven't we? Where's the link?
Yeah, do it.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not
Don't
gonna
risk
do
it.
the link.
Just pop it in. Yeah.
You need to put
Someone
a
else.
link to the book in the description.
My dinosaur is he's running all right at the moment. I'm going to leave it alone.
That's good. Yeah, don't risk it.
Sensational. Fairy tales. There's more than fairy. I mean, if someone turned around to you and said, "This is a fairy tale book," and you were switched on, you'd turn around and say, "F off. This is more than a fairy tale book."
Yeah.
There's something more to it. I've never seen a fairy tale book as well portrayed. Nope. Go back to that one again. Must mean
Charlie
something.
Ann.
There's two of them.
I was just going to say, Charlie Ann, do you want to end the hangout then, if you want to go, and perhaps we'll all just part with a
Call it a day?
Yeah, thought of the day, closing remark type thing.
Something like that. I mean, if we're all doing it together, I don't know if we should all end it together or if people should be coming in and out. Because
Yeah.
the one thing I want to avoid is having hangouts that are like 8 hours long, because then it gets
Mm, mm.
Yeah, well, I think the
Yeah,
best.
I think you're right there.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do would be to get some information together, so that we're all on par with what's going to be happening in the Hangout beforehand, and then, present it and discuss and go from there.
Mhm.
Just
Okay.
bits at a time, a few hours here, a few hours there.
right. Yeah, because the whole
Right.
every time I run it, I love listening to some of the hangouts, but when they start running beyond like
Well, we
3 hours,
We
I
need
was
a
going to say,
chat channel.
impossible
sorry,
to
we
listen
need
to.
chat, don't we? We need people to interact. We need people to be able to ask questions because
Yeah,
we gain information from it and they gain information from it. So, and I mucked up, didn't I? So, or my computer did.
No, it's all right. It's fine for a
No,
test.
it was me.
well, we're all
Um,
learning, mate. I mean, tomorrow we can do a few short 5-minute hangouts, get the chat set up, make sure we know what we're doing to get it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
we
then
need to
when we
practice
when we
amongst
come
each other.
together again, we can definitely make sure that we've got the chat.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So, are we going to have this on a separate YouTube channel then?
I think we ought to, don't you?
that would be the best way to go.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Cool. Old stuff.
All right.
But somebody else has to do that because I'm going to sleep. Or we,
We're
or we,
doing
or we,
it
or
on.
we can talk about it tomorrow and set some,
Yeah.
and we can all figure
Yeah,
out and set it up tomorrow.
we'll fix it up this week
Yeah.
sometime. Next week, sorry. No, this week. It's Monday now.
But also that leaves the ability for somebody, say they run across some information that's like whatever, and they want to make a real quick 5-minute video on it that has to do with the information we've been talking about.
No, I
That
think the
gives
best
the
bet
freedom
would
to
be
do something like that
to
too.
just present it all in one.
Yeah, I know.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's a good idea, but I think it's best to present more than just 5 minutes at once.
No, that's not what I didn't mean that. No, I just meant if somebody runs across like an oh my god type information,
Oh right, yeah.
and they want to, and it, so they put like a little 5-minute video out to explain it, and then when they like like this is this, and then when the hangout happens, then we can all start chatting and discussing about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
They might be Russian with some.
Something that needs explained. Like how Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, when he was trying to explain the sunsets, he like had that 5-minute video where he just has the camera explaining it, and he has 2 different angles of the camera. One from the point of view of looking at the sunset, and the other one, the side watching him move the ball across to show the difference.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was like a little 5-minute explanation to talk about the mechanics of it. So if something needs a mechanics information, you can have we can have a little tiny videos to do a mechanics thing, and then in the hangout we can discuss it separately. So
Yeah,
I meant that's what I meant. So yeah. We don't have to though if you guys don't agree.
Well, I mean, we'll grab it, Ma. We'll grab NN. System. We lost System earlier on, didn't we? System protest. So we'll grab System as well. Who else are we going to grab? I feel like I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? Wow, it's late. So, does anybody know what needs to be done with regards to me signing out to save? Do I need to save it? Does it automatically save?
It automatically uploaded the other part.
Oh, did it? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank God for that. Good. I'll sleep well then. Because I don't want 3 fire-breathing dragonesses down my throat. After all these pictures we've been watching and looking at. That is sensational. Anyway, so shall we call it a night?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And on an outgoing note, shall we say what we are intending on doing?
Well, we
I know
keep
there's a
discussing
few
about what we're intending on doing, so if whoever's
viewers.
watching this probably has a really good idea by this time.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, we haven't got a clue. Yeah. But we need to.
Oh,
We need to.
okay, all right,
We need to kind of put some intent there.
We will be back. We'll be back.
I think this has been like a little taster, hasn't it? Really, you know.
So Sunday night. Next time Sunday night for definite.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if we do something in between, we do something in between.
Yeah.
Sound like a plan?
Well, I've no doubt we'll do a few hours in between.
Yeah.
And, you know, as and when we come across some more explanation of what it is we're actually looking at.
Okay. Yeah. So they've got somewhere. People have got somewhere to go after the likes of Globebusters, Nathan. After they've done their shows, because that was Sunday night, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Is let's not have this going on when other people are doing.
Exactly. We'll do.
No. Well, I can't do that anyway.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're one of the moderators over there.
I have to be available. Yes.
Yeah. All
So,
right.
yeah, I mean, they're all over at Aces Hangout now, so that's perhaps why they're not here. But, you know.
Can I just say, as my closing remark, can I just have it, right? Freedom in truth, peace in love, viva the truth revolution. Come on, people.
Yeah.
It's got to happen one day, hasn't it? One day the tide will turn and the people will win.
It's all a part. Yeah. It's about little pieces of information, isn't it? I mean, it's not about a rush of information. It's about a little.
They all
pieces
add
of
up, don't they? That's the thing. All these little pieces, they just keep adding up, and we just seem to know more, and
Yeah.
we are getting the bigger picture, the big picture.
Yeah.
It's like everything is love. It's just a different degree of it. So
Yep.
try to
Different
stay on the
vibration.
positive side.
Amen, sister.
Yeah. Gav?
Your turn.
Yeah, well, you know, come back and see what we find.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, really, because I don't think any of us knows
Well, we're going here, aren't we?
what it holds. So, yeah.
We'll go where the wind takes us.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Or
Good
the
stuff.
vortexes, whatever they are.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay,
Good
guys.
night, everybody. We're gonna call it a night.
Undo that live button. Can you undo that live button?
Live button? Oh, live button.
Live button.
Yeah, I think you can turn the live off.
Doing.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye for
Trying to do.
now.
Bye bye. Don't want to do it.
You put the phone down first. No, you, no me.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
And don't start that again.
No, you. No, you.
It doesn't want to do anything.
Doesn't want to let you hang up. That's what it is,
I'll
mate.
tell you what.
Live. It's yellow live.
Big, just refresh. Refresh the Hangout page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That'll do
Okay.
it.
Bye bye.
Bye, ciao, bambinos.
I've got news for you. There's no refresh on a Hangout page. There isn't.
Bye.
I'm not
Okay.
joking.
Then.
There's no refresh on a Hangout page.
Press
It
control.
is. I have a refresh on my Hangout page.
Oh, don't do it. Indefinite hangout. No, I'm joking.
Just refresh the page itself.
Oh, we're all
There's
going
got to
to
be a way. Stop broadcast. That'll do.